I have the tiniest little wrap up for you this month. Welcome to the August wrap up. This wrap up comes to you a little late and in a little proportion because it's, tiny, travel size for your convenience, because that's where I've been traveling. I'm back now, so I'm going to show you the books that I read in August. The first book that I finished in August was The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. This book has been on my shelf for the longest time. Actually, it's not the longest that a book has been on my shelf, but a very long time. I gave this book, I think, 5 stars out of 5, or a very high 4. I think it was 5 stars though. It is a fantastic book. I've heard nothing but good things about it, so I decided, about time I picked it up. This book is about a guy called Kvothe, and it's set in a frame narrative. It's him telling his story to other characters. And that doesn't sound that interesting, okay, but this dude has lived an interesting life. There are dragons, there's a school where they learn magic, but it's not really magic, I forget what they actually call it. Just him living on the streets, and it's really cool. It's just a really cool world. I cannot recommend this book enough. If you like high fantasy, definitely check this out. I wish I had taken notes so as I could give you like a full review. I was gonna say maybe I'll reread it, but like the size of this book, it's kind of what stopped me from reading it in the first place. So don't let that deter you, because it is so easy to get lost in this book that the hundreds of pages just fly by. I mean, it felt like it flew by. It did actually take me a while to read this. Next book I read was Caravel by Stephanie Garber. This book I didn't love as much as I wanted to. The premise is really cool. There are these 2 sisters who really want to go to this thing called Caravel, which is kind of like a circus carnival mystery thing where you go and you can participate or you can watch in all these mad crazy events that happen, and you can like help solve it. When they go, it becomes unclear if these things are really happening or if it's all part of the game and an illusion, and it could have gone so dark and been really epic. And maybe it's because it's aimed at a younger age than I was expecting, maybe because it's a debut novel, but I just couldn't deal with the writing in this book. Because I've recently been focusing a lot on how a book is written because I'm working on my own, and so I've been noticing things, I just could not deal with the writing in this book. It irritated me. It irritated me a lot. And this book had so much potential that I was really quite disappointed, and I think 3 stars was probably generous. This series is going to continue, but I don't think I'm going to continue reading it. The last book that I started but have not yet finished, because it's a monster of a book, is The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. This is the second book in the King Killer Chronicles, the sequel to this. Ooh, the covers actually look quite cool like this, and I don't like them individually. Anyway, distracted. Like I said, these novels have a frame structure, so it is this guy telling his story over the place of 3 days. Day 1, day 2, and day 3 has not yet been published. This book starts exactly where the first one ended, and there is no like getting back into the story. You just get right back into that story. These books are so easy to get lost in. They're so well written, so well paced, so well structured. Just everything about these books are excellent. I can't really tell much plot wise, because that would, spoil the first book, but the second book is just as good. I am about 2/3 of the way through this book. We'll probably finish it sometime next week because, I've got other stuff to do. I wish I could just spend all my time reading these books because they're just that good. These are the books I read, or partially read, at least in the month of August. Let me know what your favorite book you read this month was. Mine was definitely The Name of the Wind. Such a good book. I will be back to uploading on my usual schedule now that I'm nice and settled back at home. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.